What is up, guys? It's Mojo here. So if you're watching this video, you probably want to take a look at the Condor 2 Overland by Roofnest. I just got one, so let's check it out together. For me, when I ordered the Condor 2 Overland from Roofnest, it arrived in about 8 days. Shipping and availability vary, but I was pleasantly surprised with how fast it came. It showed up via a special delivery on a wooden pallet inside of a corrugated cardboard box with foam and plastic sealing. There's nothing quite like unboxing a brand new Roofnest tent. It even came with a welcome letter. I had my delivery sent to a friend's workshop because he had access to a forklift, which made getting the tent onto the roof a breeze. Then we were able to slide the bolts into the bottom slide T-slot channel and ratchet it down. It's a fairly easy install on a Gobi rack, but you will break a sweat, and it's not something I would want to do every weekend trip, so I'm probably going to leave mine on for a while. The Condor 2 Air is the second generation of these aluminum clamshell tents from Roofnest. It falls into the Condor line of their products, which consists of either composite hardshell ABS in the standard versions or aircraft grade aluminum in these Overland editions. The sizes from small to large are the Condor 2, the Condor Overland 2, the Condor Overland 2 XL, and then finally the Condor XXL, which is the largest hardshell tent on the market. So one of the first factors of any rooftop tent is going to be how's it going to sit on my vehicle and how's it going to ride. So you want to look for your static and dynamic load rating. The dynamic load rating of a roof rack system is expressing how much weight you can hold in moving environments. It's also important to consider the roof material integrity, terrain, and speed. This Condor 2 weighs about 180 pounds, which puts it in the upper middle weight class, as tents typically range from 100 to 250 pounds. This also conveniently puts this tent under the 200 pound mark, which is a common dynamic load rating standard. The exterior of the Condor Overland 2 Air is constructed entirely of aluminum. It has 5 T-slot channels on all sides. It has 2 latches and 1 hefty handle in the middle. The dimensions are 60 inches long by 48 inches wide and 12 inches tall, which places this tent behind the freedom panels on a Jeep or squarely over the bed of a short bed pickup truck. All right, now that we've seen this thing closed, let's look at it open. This clamshell tent is made with 280 GSM polycotton canvas with a blackout coating. The Rainfly is coated poly Oxford with a waterproof rating of 3,000 millimeters, a 7.5 foot telescoping ladder, and a 2-inch self-inflating foam core mattress with windows that open full or canvas, including a skylight. So I've been running the Roofnest Condor 2 XXL for about the last year and a half now. Been an awesome tent. It takes up the whole footprint of the truck. I really like the idea of this Condor 2 Overland because it's got a little bit smaller of a footprint, and I was able to throw the Roofnest awning on there for about the same amount of weight that I'm putting up on the roof rack. All right, y'all, for this next little bit, I think I'm gonna do this in POV so we can do this together and check out this Roofnest Condor Overland 2. So first of all, this thing, all aluminum. It's got these T-slots channels, which are sweet. I might mount my traction boards to the back. Aluminum. We got these 2 handles. So first thing, these 2 handles, and this is like first mod that I did. So because this Gobi rack has like 2 slots, there's not much room. If there's some Velcro on these tabs, they're designed, there's Velcro on the bottom side here, so they're designed to like get down here and Velcro into, but since I've got this pole, it kind of gets in the way, so I put a little piece of Velcro right there instead. Makes it way easier to get to them. So first thing we do, pop these latches. And I will say that, you know, these aluminum latches, aluminum handle, these are replaceable. These are super easy to replace too, which is kind of nice because if you do damage these, it makes it real easy to just rebolt latches into the T-slots. So that's pretty sweet. And then open it up. Now these struts over here are beefcake, so I don't let it go. I usually grab this strap and just kind of let it ease itself open because I don't want to, like, it's got some power behind it, so I don't want to knock the, you know, pop the struts. But and then there is a, did I not put it up this time? Oh yeah, I didn't put it up last time, but there's this strap to kind of keep everything together. Makes it way easier when you close it, and it just kind of like goes right in this T-slot right here on both sides. And then yeah, we can pull this ladder. So it's pretty rad. One great thing about these clamshell styles is that the ladder, it does stay inside this all the time. I know, like the wedge tents, you know, those, the ladder usually doesn't stay in them, but this ladder stays in, attached. It's got these little bumpers right here, which are super necessary when you're running bedding in it like I usually am. So yeah, just pull the ladder all the way, just get it started. You don't have to pull it all the way out really, but, and then I usually hop down on the ground because this ladder, just use it as a wedge, shimmies this thing right open. Boom. So, all right, these ladders. People have trouble with these ladders sometimes. Here's the tip. Everything has to be stored in the top ring right here. You want them to be like edge to edge. You don't want to have doubles up here. Also, it makes the spacing weird. So if you like step down, then in the middle of the night, it's not great. So you want to find the spot where, all right, so if you pull too far, it'll start binding over here. But that's not really a problem because you get it to where it's good, and then you adjust the pitch just a little bit to make it perfectly level. And that's how you can get level on unlevel ground. So that's what we want to do. Get it nice and level. You see over here, pitch is level. These ladders, super strong. I used to be worried about these things, but they've proven to be rock solid over the years. And here is the inside. So when they say blackout, they mean blackout. Like, look how dark it is in this tent. And it's like a little after sunset outside, but it is black in here. And super sweet. I store all my bedding in here. Roofnest does have their Rest Easy sleep system, which comes with some sheets, pillowcases, puffy blanket. I personally like my sleeping bags. That's what I sleep in. So there are lights in here. I wired all these lights up to my DJI power bank that's in my Jeep. I ran one long USB-C cable and then ran it to this power bank right here. Yeah, got the cargo thing. Came with a nice little letter. There is a pouch back here that you can store your bedding in, so that's nice. I usually just fold it over and it stays in here. There are vents in here, so we can basically hook up the heater. Yeah, that's it. Oh, one last thing. Almost forgot. So when you do this, you got these right here. You gotta loosen these. Get these nice and taut. Boom, look at that. All in all, pretty comfortable little tent. Yeah, here it is all opened up. Condor 2 Overland. We also are running the 270, like I mentioned. One of the things I love about these clamshell style tents is that they're the only tents that I've found that you can get into all 4 of your doors. I mean, you can see that this ladder has clearance for the door here. So pretty nice to be able to access all the doors. You know, if I were to run a wedge on this, I do all my cooking and stuff out of the back of this truck. So, and the big, you know, tire carrier bumper is always kind of a factor. So the wedge isn't really ideal. If I were to run, you know, like a pop tent, straight pop tent, then the ladder would be right in front of the door. Probably not going to use it tonight, but diesel heater right down here. The tubing runs right up into the side of the tent, which is pretty rad as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of features in these tents. They do make setting up a nice comfortable camp way easier. So maybe not for everybody, but they definitely make it easy to set up a nice camp. So I think I'm gonna make some burgers and maybe have a drink. All right, so let's talk about lights. This Roofnest Condor Overland 2 has 3 lights in it, which is pretty sweet. They are on either side of the inside of the hard shell. There's a light on each side there, and then there's also a light on the exterior of the tent, which is pretty slick for when you're climbing in and out. They're all just ran to USB. This awning also is wired up with lights in it. And I will say it's pretty slick having some lights wherever you need them. You know, like this makes this whole area a comfortable place to chill. I can cook, I can see what I'm doing without having to wear a headlamp all the time. My only critique about the lights though, I do wish that all the lights also had an ability to go to a red color, because white attracts bugs, red does not. So I always like to go with the red lights at night whenever I'm able. What are we doing, Cosmo? We making burgers, buddy? It's good stuff, isn't it? I know, feel the same way. Alright guys, good morning. Cosmo's super excited about it over here, aren't you, buddy? Oh my goodness. So yeah, beautiful night last night. A little bit of breeze, and it was pretty warm, so I was able to keep all the windows for the tent open last night and just have a nice cross breeze coming through the whole time. And pretty early still, but we're gonna pack this tent up and we're gonna get out of here. It's all pretty simple. Just gotta kind of get everything organized inside of the tent. It's kind of the first thing I typically do. Now, I usually just keep my bedding up in here. I try to kind of pack everything down, and then I'll fold these over so that they're about even with the hinge. Same with this side. Pack this over, get everything nice and smooth. Alright. The windows, I usually use up this top window. It is nice that all these windows have these tie downs, so you can just pack everything up. Again, blackout material. This tent gets dark even in the middle of the day. Press these two buttons, push the ladder up. Alright. So now we're going to take this guy. Step, I always forget. Get that, keeps everything kind of nice and tight in here. I'm going to drop this arch down. There we go. Let's do one side. Alright. Sweet. Now we got this handle. I'm gonna just take a minute and kind of tuck everything in before I do my final close. Get her strapped nice and secure. So when you get to this stage and it's got a little bit of gap left in it, this is where this handle comes in real nice. Just grab this handle, pull down, and boom, you're latched. Same on this side.